Hi everyone, welcome to the 43rd episode of the Zicast. As always, I'm your host Ryan Zayaks, and today I'm joined by producer Sara LoPresti.
Ooh, I'm a producer.
Exactly. Here you are.
Okay.
And I also like to shout out my TE, the very talented Olivia Gruber, for stepping in to help. So Sarah, I think you know a bit about the Zicast. I see you liking my posts on LinkedIn as fellow LinkedIn legends, and I've had a great time working with you at Quinnipiac Productions, and I'm very curious to learn more about you. So how about you start us off by just telling us a bit about yourself?
Okay. I'm a sophomore at Quinnipiac. I'm an advertising major and a marketing minor. I'm from New Jersey. I don't know.
Well, we'll unpack more. Where in New Jersey?
North Jersey, but
North
not
Jersey.
Bergen County. Everyone's from Bergen County. I'm from Morris County.
Very, very interesting. So now to start things off, I'd like to ask you about your talent for managing things and people.
What do you mean things?
Like for example,
Like projects?
Exactly, like projects, like what we were doing for QProd, like the workout shoot, the way that you kind of arranged that and got us all there and filmed everything. I was very impressed with your ability to do that. So can you kind of tell us about kind of like how you manage doing that and also people?
I feel like I've always kind of been a control freak, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like I have to do everything or it won't be right, which is something that I've tried to back off of a little bit. I don't know. I guess it's probably repetition. I've done this so many times. I've filmed that exact video like maybe 3 or 4 times. This year I've become more of like a leader towards QProd in general, and I've been trying to explain how productions work and how we do things, so I feel like that's kind of helped my understanding of how to do it. I don't know.
And I very much noticed that. And I'll also apply some context for those who don't know. Quinnipiac Productions we basically help market the school by making video content to put things
We
very
run
simply.
the Instagram, the TikTok, and the YouTube. We're
Exact-
mostly shorts, though. Well, you and I are mostly shorts.
Yes.
There are other people who do other things, but
Yeah, very much so. And in regards to what I was talking about, like a workout shoot, like we went to a workout class and you were filming us on the thing. And yeah, your ability to do that was very, very impressive. And I have noticed the leadership role you take, and like how do you think you've come about that kind of being more of a sort of senior member, so to speak?
Well, it kind of started where when I first started working at QProd, I was the only person that I think, except Michael, I was the only person at QProd that was under the age of 22. And I was a freshman in college. So like I was a baby to them, and everyone was like, this is how you do this, and this is how you do this, and it's okay if you get it wrong. And then the girl that was teaching me everything, she left. And then it was kind of like, oh, well, now that she's gone, it's up to you, Sarah. And I was like, what do you mean? And so I was just kind of thrown into this position of managing people who were older than me, which was really difficult. But, like, I had stepped into her shoes. I guess I'm just kind of a control freak. I like to be involved in things. So I guess I just kind of, like, tried my best to... I don't know.
Yeah, it's very much showing, and I don't think it's a bad thing. You could be a positive control freak, I believe.
I think it started off negative. I think I've tried pretty hard to be a laid-back control freak.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a control freak with the way I run this show, but I think there's a value in being meticulous with things.
Absolutely.
How do you think you balance sort of being a control freak, so to speak?
Well, I feel like with your video, I was a little control freaky just because there was stuff with the camera that was really bothering me. But that camera's so hard to work. So I feel like I try to let people express what they want, even if it is my project and I want it a certain way. I feel like you have to hear things from everyone, and everyone's point of view is important. And someone who's younger than you, like I've proved that, like someone who's younger than you can teach you new things. Someone who's like less experienced can teach you new things. So you just have to keep that in mind and like accept what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Even if you have a certain view.
Yeah. I mean, you've taught me a lot, and I'm 21 years old with certified UNC status as a senior, and you've taught me so much already. like that yoga shoot, like you were saying, with the cameras. I was watching the footage to edit it. For context, we filmed me in the yoga class, which is inherently very funny. I think I was watching this. I'm like, I'm the worst guy to get as the main character for this shoot.
I was trying really hard to not like edit it in a way that would like make fun of you, because I was like, you know what, we could do this. We could make this really funny, but you're the hero. You're our hero.
Yeah. I mean, I could be a fallen hero if you choose. Yeah, some of the. Yeah, I was watching that back. I'm like, this is Uggo.
No, don't worry, I fixed it.
Thank you.
All
thank
is
you.
well.
You fixed it in post.
Yeah,
and I think it's
in post.
Very interesting. You talked about kind of like what you've learned with QProd. So I'd like to also ask you, like, what drew you there?
I don't even know. I just love the idea of like creating content. I think it's so fun. I love social media. Like, I mean, I'm a 19-year-old girl in 2024. Of course I love social media, but like I think it's so interesting like how people view it and like what gets people to buy something or what gets people to go to Quinnipiac. And I thought like, holy shit, like I can run this. Like I can help get people to go to this school. And I just thought it was so cool. I was just really, I just wanted to create things. I wanted to be part of something.
Very much so. And I know advertising and marketing, that very much plays into Quinnipiac Productions. So, like, how has your time in Quinnipiac Productions kind of informed the way you view, like, advertising and marketing?
Yeah, it's honestly changed, I think, what I want to do. It's made me realize that I do want to be more markety. I do want to be a little more on, like, the less of the film side and more of, like, the science behind people, like and the analytics and stuff like that. And I don't know, like it kind of made me realize that I don't really want to be a big film person, which is kind of what I have been since like freshman year of high school. But I decided I want to be more businessy and more maybe social media, more how do consumers react to certain advertisements, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
Yeah.
Like being a producer, like what I introduced you as, that's very interesting. So like what specific kind of jobs do you think that would bring your way, so to speak?
I kind of want to, I don't want to work for an advertising agency. I think it would be fun to start there, but that's not where I want to end. I want to be like an in-house advertising. I want to like run ad campaigns in-house. So my dream job is working for Aerie, like the athletic line. I don't know if you, yeah. You probably don't know that.
I don't.
It's like
Liv
a women's
does.
brand.
Whoa.
It's like a women's brand. I just really, they have this campaign called like Be Real, and it's just like real women, like, and their ads like show women's cellulite and show like just the imperfections, and I really, really like them. Yeah, I would love to be a part of like a group of girls that like make advertisements like that.
So like marketing authentically.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. And it's also interesting you talk about like analytics, like YouTube analytics.
Yeah.
How those have cursed me in my time as on the internet and the things I do now. So that's very interesting. Like how much have you learned about like social media marketing at QProd?
At QProd?
Or just in general in your time
I feel like
here?
at QProd I haven't learned too much about it. I try. I don't know if you know this. I'm the person who runs the QProd YouTube analytics. I like take notes on that. And it's really, really interesting to see the different statistics in the shorts and who watches the shorts and who watches like the full, like, this is Quinnipiac videos, because no kids are watching the full this is Quinnipiac videos. So I think that's like kind of fun, but I feel like I haven't learned too much that I didn't already assume. The fun thing about analytics is that you can guess, and you're not really going to be shocked by analytics. I don't know. I feel like the demographic of who our viewers are is pretty easy to guess, so I feel like I haven't learned too much from it.
Very interesting. Has it taught you anything about business?
I don't know. Maybe. Just that people don't, the certain types of videos that people like. People like when, for example, you and I make fools out of ourselves. People think that's funny.
I've done a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a second year at QProd, I've delegated the embarrassing stuff to everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about being the oldest worker here. Or most
senior, I would say.
Yeah, not oldest, whatever.
Technicalities.
Yeah. You know. People really, really enjoy when others make fools of themselves. They really enjoy it. And I find that very shocking.
Yeah, I mean, that's fueled the internet.
Yes.
For like, it's ever since it's been conceived. Something that I believe that your work at QProd and things you're doing in school is really helping you with. I'd like to ask you about the work you do with your sorority and what you love about it.
My favorite, so we have this event called Wishes on Wheels. It's basically where the alumni Wish Kids of Connecticut all come to this place. And there's just trucks, like, everywhere. Like, I think this year we had 500 trucks in the convoy. And they just drive, like, all the kids get in a truck and they just do this big lap. And I just, like, I love kids. And I love just being able, like, we've granted 2 wishes in my time in Chi Omega, and that's, like, really, really awesome. One kid was Noah. His wish, I want to say it was Disney World. But it's just, like, really, really, really great to see, like, because they send us pictures and stuff. And I just really, like, I love kids. And I love seeing the families, specifically the moms. That, like, really gets to me every time, like, we're with the kids. Because they come to our events. So every time we're with the kids and we see, like, the mom's reaction and just, like, how the parents feel so relieved when, like probably 50, no, definitely more than that. I want to say, like, probably 100 college students playing basketball with, like, a little Wish kid. Like, it's so cute. It's just, like, I don't know, I like getting to, like, make people happy.
Yeah, it's incredible seeing your face light up while delivering that. It shows how much you care, and it shows how much the charity work is meaning to you. Like, is that a big reason why you joined your sorority?
It is.
And which specific one is it?
I'm in Chi Omega.
Okay.
I love kids, and I like being the thing that brightens up their day. At home, I teach swim lessons. I'm on my 4th summer. Wow. Oh my God, that's a long time. I'm on my 4th summer of teaching swim lessons. On status. Actually, one of my kids did call me Aunt Sara, and I cried. Yeah, but I do a lot of work with, like, a couple of my kids have special needs. And I don't know, it's just, like, when they say things like Aunt Sara, like, you know, you just know that, like, you're making a difference in their lives. And also in their parents, because I'm helping them swim. But I just really, really like being the person. I like giving. I like knowing that I can make a difference and seeing it.
So that kind of public service.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm glad that that's, like, a very genuine reason to get into being in a sorority. But I'm sure, like, the sisterhood aspect is very, very helpful as well. Like, how has that impacted you?
I have literally made my bridesmaids. I am, like, some of the girls that I've met, I swear to God, like, would kill someone for me. Like, I mean, I did initially join it for, like, the sisterhood. It's just really nice. There's 100 girls on this campus in Chi Omega, and I can just literally say hi to any one of them. If I texted in the group chat, like, someone come get dinner, they would. And it's just, like, you're just not alone. And I really, really like that. Also, random thing. I was in St. Croix, one of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and someone came up to me and she was like, "Are you in Chi Omega?" I was like, "Yeah, who are you?" But I was wearing, like, my Chi Omega shirt. And she was like, "I was in Chi Omega at, like, Clemson, like, in 1980. I was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." So it's kind of cool because, like, there are people around the world that, like, I have this random thing in common with.
That's incredible, and it's like that sisterhood is, like, worldwide.
Yeah,
Miss
it's
Worldwide.
Really cool.
Yeah, Sara LoPresti, Miss Worldwide.
Miss Worldwide.
And yeah, and that's an incredible thing because it can be very easy to feel alone.
Especially when you move out.
And and you're going to a new place with new people, and to always have that, your Rolodex of people to refer to, I'm sure that's very helpful. Like, has that helped you through like any hard times?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you know, you miss your parents, you miss a lot. You just miss having people that you can breathe around, and like specifically like my family. Do you know what fams are? Like in a sorority?
I don't. I don't know from experience, no.
No, from experience? You're in a sorority? Ryan, I didn't know that about you. So it's like you have a big, and the big, like, I guess picks a little, like they pick each other, and then a little picks another little, and then another little. So like,
it's like those
there's
Russian
like a
dolls.
family tree. Exactly. So it's like a family tree. So I have like a senior, a junior, me, and then a freshman in my fam. So like
a 4-year,
you just kind of, it's like, and there's a whole line. So it just keeps going. Like you just pick someone from the newest pledge class and keep going. So it's like a whole fam. So I have my little fam. They are literally my go-to people. They have helped me through a breakup recently. You know, I've called them and been like, can we go get Dunkin'? I'm going to cry. And they were like, yeah, of course, let's go. You know,
it's pumpkin spice season now.
It is pumpkin spice season. Yeah, my G-Big loves pumpkin spice. That's all she gets. But yeah, it's just like they've just always been there for me.
Yeah. What are some things you do together?
Usually Dunkin', if I'm being
Dunkin'?
honest. It's pretty much always Dunkin'.
And I'm sure they'll be watching this too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking more questions about them. Like, what other things do you do in your sorority? Because it's such a big part of campus.
It
I
is.
always see them around, but I'm not in Greek life in any way, so that's why I'm curious.
The strange thing about Greek life is that it's just this big group of people who just kind of have things that are mandatory that we all have to go to. And we're like, oh, I don't want to go to that. Like, kidding me? I have to go watch frat boys play basketball? I don't want to do that. I don't. But at the end of the day, like, you meet so many people. And, like, at the events, you just get to meet so many people and just realize that you're part of this huge thing on campus. Like, we have Big Little reveal. We have parents brunch coming up. My mom is coming. We just have just a bunch of little events that are literally just like, I kind of look at it as like all the events are time for myself. Like they're time for me to hang out with friends, and they're time for me to take a break from school and stuff. And it's just time to relax, even though it is mandatory. Like it's just, I kind of think of it as like a break.
Interesting. I know it's a big networking thing too. So I remember I was looking into a frat earlier on in my time here. Of course, I went.
Frat?
I don't remember. Ugh. They're all like Sigma something. Like I inquired. So I know it's like the big thing they were trying to sell me on was like, oh, it's a big networking thing. Have you experienced that?
I have. On LinkedIn, you know, active on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn legend.
LinkedIn legend.
Yes.
Guys, I love LinkedIn.
Sara LoPresti, LinkedIn legend.
That's crazy. I've never heard that one.
Never heard that one?
Never heard LoPresti.
Yes, besides for me when I texted it to you like a few weeks back.
Forgot about that. That is true. Yeah, I have, like, I've also just had, like, in a business setting, I was like, oh, I'm in a sorority. And they were like, what sorority? And it wasn't the same one, but then, like, you have something to talk about. And, like, that girl who walked up to me in St. Croix, like, that could have been something if I'd, like, tried, but I didn't. Also, I just feel like with my major, like, networking is a huge thing, and just having that little extra, like, sorority is kind of helpful.
Yeah, I was going to say, as like an advertiser, as a marketer, I feel like that's a great place because you're around so many people and you can kind of gauge what they're interested in, like especially with what you want to go into. I feel like there's kind of a synergy there where you can kind of get to know a bunch of different people in that way.
Absolutely. I really like meeting a bunch of people. It just kind of has taught me how to, like, socialize. Like, I don't know if I'm very good at socializing, but it's kind of taught me how to have, like, you know, casual conversations with people.
I would say you are very good at socializing. You have
Stop
the
it.
bright personality. I've had to learn how to socialize too, so I very much understand.
It's hard.
It is very hard.
It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, I've realized, but I also like to ask, like, what other like personal ways do you think it's helped you?
The sorority?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ways it's helped me. I really just think that it's made me an easier person to talk to. I think that I've worked really hard to like become friends or acquaintances with some of my sisters. And like relationships take work, and I think that it's kind of taught me how to just be, how to just talk to people, how to just chat. And like I've never been this is gonna sound crazy, I've never been the girl to have like a huge group of girlfriends. Like I have girlfriends, but I've never had a huge group of them, and this is kind of like that, and I get to just, you know, be friends with a couple of them. It's great.
Exactly. Anything meaningful takes time.
Yeah.
And effort.
Absolutely.
And it's very much worth it, and very much, like, I feel like the two most essential things in life are being able to be patient and being able to work with other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've accomplished both things. Both
You think I'm patient?
I would say so. But
we'll see.
maybe it's me. Maybe I'm being too kind.
I mean, you have been on a shoot with me.
Yes.
And that's where I do get the least patient.
Yes.
So
yeah, you bared with me. So kind of moving on.
You were doing great.
You think so?
I think so. You were definitely bearing with me being crazy. So
mutual.
Yeah.
Both ways.
We were both working hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Are you working hard or hardly working? So I'd also like to ask you, what are some things that people may not know about you, like fun facts?
Ooh, I am a nationally ranked competitive snowboarder.
Really?
I am.
Interesting. Tell me more about that.
I started competing when I was 13, which is pretty late in the game. My first competition, I got 5th in a really competitive series, which was like, wait, who is this girl? Like, are you kidding me? Why is she getting 5th? Like, who is that? Like, because no one knew my name. And so it was kind of this big deal. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm good. And so I do border cross. So it's like an obstacle course. So it's racing. And there are jumps and like rollers, which are just like,
yeah,
you know,
like
jumps
Winter Olympics.
and rollers.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Jumps and rollers, and there are 4 people at a time. Yeah, so that's what I do. I also do slalom, which is just like the gates. But yeah, I did my first competition. I was like, oh no, I'm pretty good at that. And then by the end of it, people would be like, oh, what's your name? And I'd be like, Sara, and they'd be like, LoPresti? And you know, like my name was like a little scary. I didn't end up going pro because I wanted to go to college. And I didn't want to be a professional athlete.
That's kind of a flex, choosing not to be a professional athlete.
A lot of people are like, you're crazy. Why didn't you do it? And I was like, realistically, it would have taken me years to actually like make money. The Olympics are the Winter Olympics are every 4 years. Like, realistically, it wouldn't have been the greatest choice. But I do still snowboard. I teach kids that I hope are going to the Olympics. Yeah.
That's really, really fascinating. That's
yeah, not a lot of people know that.
One of the elite fun facts I've gotten on here. Where do you snowboard?
I snowboard at Stratton, Vermont.
I was going to say probably not in Jersey.
No, definitely not. I started off in Jersey. But once I started competing, well, I went to Mount Snow for a couple years, and then I started competing at Stratton. And that's kind of my home mountain.
Fascinating. Take me through a competition. Like, take me through a snowboarding, like competing against other people, like the rush of that.
Oh, okay. So, like, you walk in and you see everyone in the lodge. You see people putting on their bibs, and you're like, I know that girl. I don't know that girl. Like, oh no, that girl's good. And like, there's just a lot of anxiety leading up to the race. You do a couple practice runs. You do a couple slip runs, which is when you just like go through the course and just look at it, but you can't actually like point it and go. I would say there was just this awkward moment at the top of the course. So the little kids go first and the older kids are last. And I started when I was pretty old. So like you would just sit there and you'd look at all your competitors, and like it was just awkward. And then like you'd all get in the gate and be like blah 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 blah, like oh, you're gonna do great and blah blah blah. And like it really, really taught me how to win graciously, if I'm being honest. You would just go through the course, and then you'd ride up the lift with the girls you just beat or the girls you just lost to, and you just really had to learn how to be like, good job, like, and just be able to talk about it and not show your emotion, which was kind of hard. But like the adrenaline, like you get in that gate and I can't hear anything, like at all, because like, so it's a gate, it's like 4 people, and then the starter will say like racers ready, attention, and then the gate will drop anytime in 5 seconds, and it's just this loud smack. And once that happens, it's just like I like put on horse blinders, like I can't see anything, I can't hear anything, I'm only thinking about like my breath. It's crazy.
What's extra compelling is that's an individual sport.
Yeah.
Like I played football, I was with teammates, so it's like doing things like that, or like fighting sports, etc. Like that's always, or like tennis even, like the compelling nature of like it's just you, and that's really, really telling. Like even like going down the slopes, like knowing you're against other people, like explain that to me, like how that feels.
Well, I've definitely, like how it feels, what, like to know that you're like
competing against other people doing these kind of going down.
It's
like
definitely stressful. It's really stressful. There are a lot of girls who I was really worried about when we'd get up in the gate next to each other. It's just, you don't really think when you do it. You think about maybe passing lines and stuff like that, but you're really just kind of like go. I don't know. There's just so much adrenaline, and you don't really, like, when you're going, you don't really think of them as people, and then you cross the finish line, and then you're like, oh shit, like that's my best friend who I just competed against, like, because you did, like, they were your best friends, you spent so much time with them. But it was just like there's just so much adrenaline, and it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Do you have any specific favorite memories from snowboarding that you'd like to share?
Yeah. After a couple years, my brother became a coach. My brother is easily, like, probably one of the best snowboarders I know. Absolutely should have gone to the Olympics. COVID happened, and he wanted to be a lawyer, so he didn't. I think he'd go back, though. Anyways, he was my coach, and my last year competing, I was like, all right, like, I'm checked out, but I'm still going to go to nationals. It's still going to be fun. Like, let's see if I can win. Because at this point, I'm competing against girls who are going to the Olympics, or trying to. And you do this thing called time trials, and you race and you time it, and then you get to the top and you find out your score. And I get to the top, and James is my brother, he goes, how'd you do? I was like, oh, I don't know, like, pretty shit, like, honestly, it didn't feel good, like, could have done better. And he shows me my time, and I don't know if anyone races, I was 2 seconds ahead of the person in second. I was in first by 2 seconds at least, 2 whole seconds, and I was like, oh my god. And like, it was a crazy feeling. And then, like, just, he cried, actually. He was so proud of me that he cried. And just seeing that, I think, has to be easily my best snowboarding memory.
Wow. To share that family moment.
Yeah.
Sara LoPresti, that's a very Olympian name. I'm thinking throughout that entire time.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I think in the alternative timeline where you're
universe.
where you don't become a master marketer with, millions of dollars.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that would have been incredible. But
the Olympian?
Yeah, the Olympian Sara LoPresti. Doesn't it sound like an Olympian name? Liv, doesn't it sound like an Olympian name?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? We got confirmation. But that's incredible. And yeah, there's nothing better than, like, sharing something like that with a sibling, like, to be able to accomplish such a great feat.
Absolutely. I was so proud of myself, but like his face made me like, oh shit, look at what I just did. Like how proud he was of me made me realize like how kind of cool it was.
Yeah, it sets in. It becomes reality in
Very
that
much
way.
so.
And you just talked about an experience you love, so I'd like to ask you, what's one thing you love and one thing you strongly dislike?
Okay. When you sent me this topic list, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Okay.
And it popped into my head. I hate Thanksgiving food. Hate it. Hate it.
That's valid. A lot of people say that.
I know. I'm sorry.
I mean, I've heard that before.
I hate it. Turkey is dry. What the fuck is cranberry? Like
I don't like
cranberry
that
jam?
either. Yeah.
What is that? What is that? I think like stuffing is gross. Ooh, I don't know. Mashed potatoes have a weird texture, but I do like them. I don't know. I hate it.
That's very respectable. I mean, I don't love every Thanksgiving food. It's just the tradition, but I very much understand.
Well, we didn't have a tradition because we would be snowboarding. So we would be, my whole life, like, Thanksgivings were in Vermont, and it was, Vermont food. It was like pancakes and maple syrup and bacon, and that was my Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving was come home from snowboarding, pass out, and have a pancakes and be like, slay. That was my Thanksgiving, so I guess I'm not used to it.
That's kind of a W Thanksgiving.
It really is. It really is. It was exactly my perfect Thanksgiving.
And now we have the one thing you love. Will that be snowboarding, or will that be something else?
Absolutely.
That will be snowboarding?
Absolutely.
Do you have any more elaboration as to why you like it so much or love it so much?
I'm an adrenaline junkie. And also, you're lying if you don't agree with this. I like being good at things. And I'm good at snowboarding.
It is fun to be good at things.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so when I realized that I was good at it, I liked it even more. And then I just keep trying to get better and better and better.
Is there any footage of you doing, on YouTube or anywhere?
YouTube, no. On my Instagram?
Maybe. Or go hunting some Sara.
Plug the Instagram?
Exactly. Plug the gram. Go find some Sara LoPresti highlights.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That incredible. Anything else you love particularly that you'd want to add to this?
I don't know. Anything you love, Ryan?
Anything I love? There's a lot of things I love.
Like what? Give me one.
I love people.
People?
I love
That's
life.
Such a precious answer.
Thank you. I love podcasting, storytelling, and I love getting to talk to you, which is why this is so much fun. And why I would like to continue this on forwards, where I'd like to ask, what are some of your hopes and dreams professionally or in general?
Professionally, I just want to be good at my job. I just want to like what I do. I want people to trust my opinion in the workplace. I feel like as a woman, that's kind of hard. But I really want, I want to be someone's I want to be that person that some college student looks up and be like, oh my God, I want to be like her. She's so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be like you when I grow up. So I very much get what you mean.
I hate to tell you, you're a little bit grown up.
A little bit grown up?
A little bit.
Well, we grow in our own ways.
We do. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I want to be good at my job, and I want people to see it. I want people to notice.
Well, you're very good at what you're doing right now, so I have no doubts that'll carry over. Do you have any personal goals?
This is cheesy. I just want to have a happy family. You know? I want to live in a pretty house that's covered in pictures. I don't know.
It's not cheesy at all. People always think that when they answer that question like that, but what's better than being in love and having a family? That is the best thing in life.
I think it is. I think I want to love like my parents, you know? They just dance in the kitchen and I want what they have.
Exactly. And so that's why that really is goals.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're goals.
Yeah, it's almost like a fantasy Well, you know what is a fantasy? Movies. So I'd like to ask you,
Ooh,
what are some of your
good
favorite
transition.
Thank you. What are some of your favorite movies?
All right, favorite movie of all time. Also, I went around the office. I don't know where the camera is. That the camera? Okay.
That is the
I went around the office asking everyone what their favorite movie was, and I've come to the conclusion, people are crazy. Someone said Teen Beach Movie. You know who you are.
I've seen Teen Beach.
Yeah, but as a favorite movie?
That is a lot. Yeah,
That's
that is a
crazy.
interesting pick.
Crazy. My favorite movie is Silence of the Lambs.
Hmm.
Have you ever seen it?
I have seen it.
Thank
That's an
God.
incredible pick.
Right?
Yeah, Clarice.
If you think about it, yeah.
You could have been Clarice in another.
Could have been Clarice.
in another life.
Oh God, that's a scary
think you
life.
got
I don't
that.
want to live that.
Yeah,
life.
yeah. Maybe not that one, but I feel like you got the investigative chops to pull
Oh, really?
something like that off.
All right. You can become an FBI like that. I don't think I'm as smart as her.
I mean, she's very smart.
She's
like
very smart. I couldn't handle half the shit she handled in that movie. She's boss.
Yeah, real. Yeah. So yeah, that's an incredible favorite movie. Do you have any others?
The Proposal.
I've heard of
with
that.
Ryan Gosling and Sandra Bullock, and they go to Alaska because they fake a proposal so that she can get a work visa.
Interesting.
You know what
Is
I'm
that
talking
Ryan Reynolds?
Is it Reynolds or Gosling? Reynolds.
I think it's Reynolds.
It's Reynolds.
No worries at all. I'm a Ryan Gosling aficionado, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if he was in that, but I think
it's Reynolds. That's my bad. It's Reynolds.
No worries.
It's so good. Also, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's a great one.
That one, so good. What's your favorite movie?
What's my favorite movie? I would say if I had to choose, I would say The Dark Knight or La La Land. Are kind of.
You know what? I did just watch La La Land. Made me really angry.
Yeah, it's a tough ending.
It's terrible. It's like The Notebook. It's a tough ending.
That is a tough ending.
They're tough.
Like Ryan Gosling. Why do you think it's tough?
The Notebook or La La Land?
La La Land.
I don't know. I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a sucker for a good love story. And it doesn't have it, and that makes me so sad.
Yeah, I do feel the same in a lot of ways, but I do think it's the career versus the love versus career. Where do you find the balance in that? What's the one? That's the thing about the director Damien Chazelle and the movies he makes. I do think at his best, like he also made Whiplash, if you've seen that.
I haven't.
He kind of leaves you with these like interesting questions after seeing a movie.
Yeah.
Where you kind of, it just makes you kind of think, like ponder on it.
Yeah.
And do you have any other favorites you'd like to share?
I don't think so. I think
that's a great list.
Yeah, it's a pretty well-rounded list.
It is very well. I always say that.
Oh, Princess and the Frog. I love Princess and the Frog.
That makes it extra well-rounded.
I love it. It's so good.
Very, very much so. And I always say that everybody's favorite list says something about them.
Oh,
and that's a
really?
very incredible.
What does mine say about me?
I would say that you have very good taste.
Yeah.
And that you're very versatile. And you enjoy good stuff.
That's what I want to hear.
And overall, this was a very great episode of the Zicast. So thank you so much for coming on and having this experience. Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we wrap things up here? Little wave.
Little wave. Little hey.
Perfect.
Oh,
well,
that's it.
They're waving back, I'm sure.
I hope so.
And and overall, Sarah, it was so great to get to know so much about you,
Thanks.
your competitive drive, your ability to lead. It's very, very compelling, and it really says a lot about you.
Thank you.
Because it's very much built on top of what I've already known about you. You're very radiant and bright and stunning. And getting to know you has just been so much fun. Getting to work with you has been so much fun. And I was really excited to have you on here to get to know you, and this was just as much fun as I thought it would be.
Yay, I'm so happy I held up to my standards.
You very much that you even surpassed them.
Oh my God.
And this was just so much fun, so thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And as always, this is Ryan Zayaks with the Zicast, where everyone has a story, signing off. Thank you so much for watching.